Hey guys, this is progress report number 13, lucky 13. But today I have completed most of the interior of the thighs. What that looks like is a 110-pound spring in each thigh. And these will be connected to the frames once I build a backing for them, which will look like this. And they'll be contained within this frame, and then I'll build out a similar shell that the lower leg has. But this will move all together with the entire thigh. And I'm going to let it hang down. It'll kind of assume this position when it's crouched, so that spring will coil into the leg, which is kind of neat. Yeah, just getting these brackets in was the plan for today. That will make the thigh hold its shape no matter what pitch or angle it's in, because sometimes when I would bring it backwards towards the front of the knee, the two sides would kind of splay away from each other, and the closer it got towards a full crouch position, the brackets would come to a point, they'd come closer together. So these supports, while they make it more difficult to manipulate the thighs, make it a little bit more tight around the hinges, allow it to hold its own shape, which is what you want, because our thighs don't really change shape when we move them. They kind of have the same I don't know, I guess shape, no matter what position they're going to be in. But it'll be a very similar look to this, just slightly less metal inside to keep that lightweight and springy look to it. The inside of the suit, what will be covered by fabric most of the time, is going to be fairly lightweight and just kind of an articulated frame that the fabric will lay on, and that'll provide realistic joints and articulation to the rest of the body. I've also installed larger pieces of hardware to lock the legs in various positions. These are longer than the previous ones, so there's a much more, there's many more options for stances. I could have the same when I'm displaying it in a still position. That is when it's not roaming the neighborhood or in another state, walking around. So yeah, I'll keep the joints locked for now. Don't want this thing going anywhere. But yeah, right now, this is kind of what it'll look like when it's crouched. And this is what it'll look like when it's standing. And these are just for separate right now because I don't have that back bracket on right now. But I'll put that on either tomorrow or when I get back in around the 4th of July. So I'm going to take a 2-week, I'll call it a break, but it won't be a break. It'll be just a step away from the project so I can deal with some college stuff. But while I'm away, I will be doing more lives and drawings, and I'll be answering your questions in the comments and in the lives and whatnot. And I should be able to draft up schematics for the entire suit as well as the costumes it will wear, which I know you guys are asking for. So I will come through on that. But thank you guys for watching this so far into the video, and thank you for your support with this process and tuning into the lives. It means a lot to me. I'm starting to recognize some people pretty consistently, and I really appreciate y'all coming there. And for all the newcomers, hopefully you're enjoying this process, and if you're a fan of the subject matter or of this particular project, let me know. I love hearing from you guys, and yeah, I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Hey guys, this is progress report number 14. Today we have worked on the thighs, just building out the framing for the thighs and for the suit to lay on top of. They're in their crouched position right now. They're fully contracted. They're leaning into the lower leg right here, but they can also stand upright. I'll give you a little show of what that looks like on the left leg. But yeah, there we go. This is what it looks like standing right now. At knee level, at eye level. And that's what it looks like crouching right there. Standing, crouching, crouching, standing. Nothing's really changing with the hands. I like where they are, so we're gonna move on from them. We built new cages for the PVC and for the spring to kind of rest inside, so it's not grinding on the metal. It can kind of slip in between or wants to fall naturally. That's on both. And this thing being triple jointed, one there, one here, and one there, it's giving me two functional fail safes for joints. So if one of them fails, it has two backups. If two of them fail, it has one backup, but ideally it should have at least two. But both of them would work as a functional joint. I have these. This is some stuff that came today. We have some industrial ribbed tubing, which will go kind of behind, kind of like this. I'll install it more formally with hardware, but we'll go in the knees like that. Also probably behind the elbow. And a new shipment of spring locks came, so we have about 55 more spring locks. These are all activated right now, or unwound, so they're safe to handle. But I'll install these too in the upcoming videos when I get back on the 4th. But I've been thinking about how this thing will move, what that looks like, and a lot of comments are, will it move? How fast will it be? How tall will it be? Whatever. And right now, the plan is to just focus on the articulation and the actual build itself before I start worrying about hydraulics and pneumatics. Right now there's a few hydraulics, decorative and some functional hydraulics in the legs, mainly just to support its own weight and give that spring energy that it needs to begin that walk cycle. It's because of how heavy it is. But this thing needs to be built before it can be movable, obviously. So we're going to work on building it, and then we'll work on moving it. And I will need help with the movement process. So if anybody knows mathematicians or engineers or people who do movement more than I do for this kind of stuff, please let me know. I can always use the help, and I do appreciate y'all's recommendations as well. But as far as movement goes, given the weight, size, and power of the legs, I'm not sure if it will, I don't know, I'm not sure if it'll be able to walk. It might just be able to run. I think it might be more of a runner than a walker, just given the amount of power in the legs. So we'll see. You can't really tell. You gotta just wait for it to decide what it wants to do, I guess. But yeah, I mean, that's all. That'll happen later, I hope. For now, we're just going to worry about making the hips, which I have a pretty good idea of how I want to do those, and I'll keep y'all posted when I get back in my garage. But until the 4th, around the 5th, I will be doing more drawing-based content, just drawing some schematics for the project, because I'm going to be away from my garage for a little bit. And I'll do that on live, and I'll do that on my own as well. And just post like some drawing-based content for a second, just 2 weeks. And when we come back to the garage, I'll be ready to weld again. A little something to look forward to though is I'm going to redesign and remake both of the feet at some point. I'm not sure if that'll happen before or after I finish the entire project, but they need to be remade because the force of the legs as they are now is actually ripping the lower leg off of the foot because they're just so strong. So it's warping the metal on the foot a little bit. So I need to remake the feet in the same gauge steel as I made the hands, which will be fine. I'm not worried about it. It's just going to take a little bit. It's going to be a little bit expensive. So I need to make some money, buy some metal, and remake those huge feet, which will be fun. It'll be rewarding because I'll know that the project will last, infinitely longer than it would have had I not replaced a problematic component. But yeah, just something to look forward to for you guys. Keep you guys in the loop. I love just walking through the process with you. But thanks for watching this video to this point, and stay tuned for more. It is dark out, so I'm going to be going to bed. I hope you have a fantastic night. Hello, this is progress report number 15. I want to say hello to everybody who's joining the project. now. There's been a large number of people coming in since my last posted. I just want to say hi and welcome. And since I last posted, I've been working on some parts of the project, primarily focusing on the knee area of the legs. These rib tubes came in. I ordered them a while ago, and they add kind of a gasket protection on springs. If you cinch them at the ends, it helps them not rust. It slows their rusting process. And I'm going to install 2 of these. I have 4 ready to go, and I have about 6 more I'm going to build. I'm going to mount them on the bottom of the leg there, and up in the top leg there, on either side of the knees. Just to give, I think they're 10 pounds each. That's 10 pounds either side of the knee joint, there, and that'll just kind of centralize the rotation a little bit, because right now it's just whatever joint is under the most pressure. So like what side you're pushing on, I guess. So now this will kind of equalize that pressure amongst the 3 knee joints. I've also decided that I'm going to redo or remake the feet of Nosy with a stronger steel and a slightly different shape. I do really like the profile and look of this foot design. I think it balances really nicely. It's perfect width and length. It's just the metal thickness and bulkiness of them is what I'm having a little bit of an issue with right now. The lower legs alone have about 700 pounds of force distributed amongst the pistons in it. They're all pushing up like 250 pounds pistons, and then one 300-pound piston. It's just too much stress for I think it's 1/8 inch sheet steel I have for the feet right now, and I'm going to upgrade that to this, which is 1/4 inch steel plate, which is double the thickness, and then a higher quality material that sheet steel is. This is a blueprint of what the feet will look like as well. They're going to be very similar in a lot of ways to the feet I have now, but just where there's unnecessary bulk, I'm going to trim down on that, just like around the ankle area. There doesn't need to be all this metal over here, so we're going to cut it off and add a reinforced kind of base extension around the heel, and then the sides of the toes as well, to give that outward stability. Because right now I need to stabilize the leg with part of a square, just so it doesn't tip over because it's top heavy. They will be attached though in the middle here with a spring and joint system, so they will be connected, and then that top heaviness stability issue will kind of go away because it'll balance itself with 2 legs instead of just 1. And the arms are still looking good. Here's another piece of sheet steel I'm going to use, and then I gathered some more materials. I got some more springs, and then a new set of hydraulics. I just have kind of a stack of hydraulics right now, but hopefully I'll have use for them when I'm making this torso and armpit regions soon. So I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a lot of fun. Okay guys, thank you for your patience and support throughout this process, and your fun comments. I do appreciate reading them and responding to some of them. And make sure to check out my Discord. It's linked in my bio, but it's just a space to talk about and answer questions regarding this project. All right, guys, I'm gonna go get some sleep. But thank you for watching this far, and I hope you have a great night.